You're comparing yourself with Dr.
They've seen through life. I'm sure if I had been going out often, maybe by now I don't want to picking with my husband.
See, in this life, nobody can love you like yourself. Like
maybe 5 years ago, my parents would say, do this. That's what I would do.
Yeah. If you don't wear Gucci, you will not die.
Learn to see every mistake as a learning opportunity.
Yeah. Hello amazing people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Mahtilda. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. So for today's video, we have my friend here. I'm just going to allow her to introduce herself to you guys. So
hello everyone, my name is Lara. This is my first time on the show.
It's not your first time actually on this channel.
Well, technically it's my first time because the other time was just my birthday and you just filmed, and then your birthday you filmed. Exactly. But this is my first time as a podcaster.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah.
So we have Lara here and we're just going to be, gisting and talking with you guys and telling you guys things that we've learned in our 20s because I mean, it's been a struggle, but yeah.
Eyes have seen
and ears have heard.
It is well.
So yeah, if it's your first time here, do not forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Turn on your post notification bell so that I get notified whenever I post a video. And let's get right into the video. So first things first, this video is basically things we've learned in our 20s, and I'm someone who I would say I'm in my mid-20s. Are you in your mid-20s?
I'm in my late 20s.
So she's in her late 20s.
I know I don't look it. Thank you guys. Thank you.
So actually, you don't look it, Sha.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't look it, Sha. But I was actually the first time you told me your age, Ola.
Like, but 30 is already doing. Papa, who's there?
So yeah, I think for this particular video we are quite experienced in the 20 section.
Yes, please.
And we're just going to be gisting and telling you guys things we've learned because you see this life, this adult thing get us to be. It's somehow, but we are pushing through. We don't have choice. So the first thing I would say I've learned in my 20s is, I think I'll just say the first thing here is for you to let people go. Like when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to like people in general. Because the thing is, people come into your life at different stages and they don't stay forever. So someone you meet in secondary school, you might not know the person for the rest of your life. If you meet them in secondary school and you go to university and they're no longer your friends, they've finished their purpose in your life, because I feel everyone has a purpose in your life. So, and life is a journey. You keep meeting people along the way. Imagine you're in a car and you're driving by. You'll be seeing people on the road. Some you know them, some you don't know them. So I just feel when you're in your 20s, you should learn to let people go, whether it's relationship. I mean, let me tell you, in this life, you can do without everybody. So anybody that's making you feel like you can't do without them, in quotes, my sister,
it's a lie.
It's a big lie. Because you meet people, the thing is that you meet people 10 times better than them. Like
you always meet
people.
You always.
Exactly. If you know that you are suffering in anything, whether it's the friendship, you're not getting the value for what you want, or you're the only person, investing in that friendship, or more, carry yourself and go, because they are still young. You are supposed to be meeting new people. Yes. Anybody that's not working out for you, my sister, stand up and go. What do you think? Abi, should they stay silent?
Please, I beg. I even want to say something on what you said, like your 20s, you're young. 20s is for yourself. That's the first thing I would say.
That's
your 20s is for yourself. Because I'm not discouraging people doing other things. For example, now I met a co-worker, not that I met her, like I met some people through a co-worker the other day. Like when they came in, like, guys, hi, I saw your pictures, your wedding pictures, you look so good. I'm like, oh, hi, congratulations and all of that. When they left, she was like, do you know how old they are? I'm like, how old are they? She said 19. I'm like, 19 and they're getting married. You say what? She said 19. That's fine, no, that's fine.
It's fine. I mean, if you find the one. But and you're ready to
the issue with that is that you will not have time for yourself anymore. Once you get married, you will not have time for yourself anymore. True. And your early 20s is supposed to be for finding yourself before you settle down. If you feel like you're ready at that time, that's good. But generally, I feel like that part of your life should be for focusing on yourself and building yourself.
I actually agree. The thing with us being in our 20s, yeah. That time I left uni, when I say here like people were getting married, I'm like, hey, you know, I would look at myself and be like, Jesus,
I know
me like this. Then when people started giving birth, I'm like, ha. It's not like I'm trying to like discourage anybody, but to me, I just felt, leave secondary school 2 days ago. Because see, forget I left secondary school like, can't remember how long. I think it's about 5 years now. But when I left secondary school like long, it feels like I left secondary school 2 days ago or 1 week ago. It just felt like yesterday. I'm like, Jesus, people are getting married, people are giving birth, and I'm here. I don't know what I'm here doing, but I'm here.
And again, this is not to discourage anybody. It's not to discourage
anybody.
People but if you feel like maybe you're being pressured into these things,
exactly.
Think of yourself.
That's true.
But if you are ready, that's also fine.
That's true, because if you are not ready, don't jump into something
because you have the rest of your life,
exactly.
The rest of your life ahead of you.
So just let things go. Nothing is friendship, relationship is not do or die. It's really not do or die. You meet people better. Well, just take it as it is. So what's your second?
Another thing I would say is in your 20s, when you're making life decisions, you should weigh your options carefully.
Yeah.
I made that mistake so many times. Like once something comes into my head, I just jump into it. I don't think of the pros and the cons. You're supposed to do that, because especially if it's something that is going to affect you. This UK where I come now is a very big example. The thing just came to my head when I said, please, I'm leaving Nigeria, I beg.
Okay. It's not like you're planning for it. It just happened.
Like, it just happened. Like, I was just bored. I was tired. I'm like, I think what I needed was maybe a vacation.
You studied law in Nigeria, right?
Yeah,
So were you practicing
I was
law?
practicing law in Nigeria.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe I was just fed up and just needed a small break. It was when I got here, finished, everything come done. I'm like,
don't know that. Oh, well.
Who sent
you know that thing of when they say when you come to the UK, you're not like, did God really tell me that I should come to this country?
Yeah. You know, that's something I learned after I came. Like, talk to God about it first. You should. I didn't really do that, which was a very big mistake. I didn't really do that. I just, on my own volition, I was like, I want to leave Nigeria, and I left Nigeria. But if you feel like, please talk to God about it first. Let Him direct you. Let Him guide you.
But now that you've moved to the UK, I mean, if you have to do it again, you
not UK, Sha. I feel come up for Nigeria, but
the thing is that most people that came to this UK, if we are given a chance,
you will not come.
You will not be here because
UK was easy.
Yeah,
it was easy. That's why so many people came to the UK.
That's true.
But if I had to do it all over again,
maybe like Canada or something.
It's not maybe like it is Canada.
Actually, UK was actually my last resort.
Yes.
Because I don't know, Canada was just misbehaving somehow.
Yes.
So just moving mad.
Yes.
And so yeah, I actually agree with you on that one. Then the next thing I would say is, in your 20s, you should really trust the process. Like, I know that most of us want to like see the results for it now, want to build 20 houses, buy 50 motos, travel to all the countries without knowing that before you achieve all those things, you have to have put in like little effort here and there, achieved one or two, done so many things before reaching there. And at the end of the day, we end up like not being satisfied or being content with where we are in life, because we think that by now,
you know, that thing you're saying. I had this conversation with someone the other day. She was just looking at, a group of ladies in their mid-age, like 40s. She's like, must be nice to be in your 40s. Look at them, look at the way they look good.
Exactly.
The way they are dressing, their cars and all of that. When we get there, like, do you think they've always been like that?
Exactly. That's what people forget.
They've not always been that. They've seen Shege in this life. That one is sure. They've been through that phase in this life. And we're currently in that stage.
See,
one day we'll look back.
And the thing is that right now you're in your building process. Like, most people in their 20s, they just left uni. They just left secondary school. So you're in your building process. You don't compare your life.
You can't
somebody that left today. 20 years ago, you're comparing yourself with Toke.
They've seen through life.
How old is Toke? How old are you?
Exactly. They've seen life.
So they've seen life. They've walked.
Exactly.
done their foundation. You know, when you're building house, you do foundation, they've done foundation, they've added 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, they are roofing their house, but you don't have foundation yet.
You don't have,
and you're comparing yourself.
You're just in the foundation.
Exactly. You're saying, when will I start wearing Gucci? Or if you don't wear Gucci, you will not die. Like, if you don't have money for Gucci, there is PLT, there's ASOS,
there's Boohoo, there's Boohoo, there's Shein, there's Shein.
You see that?
No, Shein is actually.
You see that thing that Gucci is selling?
Yeah.
At a better, sometimes the design is even finer. So you will start from somewhere, because me, I always feel like, I like when, before you achieve something, like, I like when there's a story to people's achievements. Like, okay, you started from here, not like you started from one sandal or one shoe, but it must not be so bad. But I like when there's like a story to people's achievements. It just motivates me, because when you just say, I came out and I have
it doesn't make it attractive.
It doesn't make it interesting. So when you say that, okay, you did this, the story sounds sweet.
Yes.
The story sounds sweet. So you just have to chill and know that, well, you cannot compare your building phase to somebody's cashing out phase or somebody's roofing phase. You just have to be patient with whatever you're doing. So that's basically my second point. Do you have any?
Yeah, for me, I would say in your 20s, go out.
Yeah.
Me, like this, I am an inside person.
You used to go out.
I don't go out.
You hardly go out.
Last time I went out, my birthday, that was in January.
Really? Was that January?
Yeah, that was the last time I went out.
So what stopped you from going out? Is it like,
so
I know there's work.
It started from obviously my childhood. I wasn't allowed to go out. But then it became a hobby for me. But at the same time, while I'm cuddled up in my room, I'm watching my friends going out. They pay me.
And
because
they invite
me, but I know they go. But I know that they are enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And if you have the opportunity to do that, do it. Whatever reason you forget, tomorrow will take care of itself. Go out. I'm sure if I had been going out often, maybe by now I don't want to picking with my husband.
You know that thing that they say?
No, that your husband
will not come and find you.
Exactly.
Leave your house. When you go to church, don't run and go back home. Take your time after church.
And me go first carry back for much. I don't go.
Don't say that thing. After church, you wait like 5 minutes, because you don't know if your husband will walk up to you and follow you and talk. Okay, you think you're going out? Me personally, I like to go out too.
I know you.
Send me the location.
You don't need to waste time. With that.
Send me the location. I'll be there, because one thing about this life, I just feel whenever I want to function, I need to
let
exactly. I need to just enjoy myself. See, if I don't enjoy myself for a long time, you will notice. You notice it in my mood. You notice it everywhere, and I have to really go out too, because another thing that won't help to going out is even creating content on its own helps to going out, because when you know that, okay, you have a video to post, so what do you even have to film in this thing? You don't have anything. You're just inside your house. I don't like watching people's video when they're just inside their house. I like to see when people go out, even if it's to restaurants, watch a movie or something. And the thing with going out is you end up meeting people now, because if your friends are inviting you, obviously we invited like other friends, and maybe you don't even know those people. So it's a way of like linking up and making friends, especially if you're in this UK that to see somebody is hard. So that going out, you really should go out in your 20s, because it's like the only time you can actually go out without taking people's permission. When you are married, you have to take permission from before you go out, you have to discuss with your husband that, see babe, I'm going out, or I plan on going out. Then if you now have children, who you don't want to do those children with?
Exactly. So now is the time.
Now is really the time for you to go out. Yeah, I actually agree. Then I think the next thing I'm going to say is you have to take risks in your 20s.
Yeah.
Like financial risk, emotional risk, anything that has to do with risks inside, because this is like the safest time for you to do so. If there's a job that you know that, this job is not just it, this is the perfect time for you to leave, because I feel like at this age, people still understand that you are going. And if you call people for help, like maybe your parents for help now, they will understand that whether you're 20, you're still a small child at the end of the day. They don't expect you to be making millions at this stage, because if you ask most people when they made their millions, they were old, they were like that something. So if there's anything that you know that you're not comfortable with, or you know that this is not just it, like whether it's work, relationship, friendship, anything at all, just this is the perfect time for you to leave because you don't really have much responsibility to take care of. How you're taking care of your rent and your bills, your personal bills.
Yes.
Nobody is. For some people, most people don't have like responsibility like paying people's school fees, paying people's feeding, all those things. So take risks in your 20s. Like, don't look back. As long as you know that what you're doing is this thing, it's beneficial for you.
But please, the risk, let it be within your.
Not the kind of risk you're going to get.
Within your. Don't go. You're going to take Dangote's kind of risk. I beg, go. Please.
Take the one that you know that I explain.
So we people say we should take risk.
Obviously, take reasonable risk. Don't go and take the one that you cannot explain. So yeah, I think this is the best time to do what you want. Like, just live.
Yeah, this is actually best time. That risk one especially, like, if you don't do it now, when do you want to do it?
Exactly.
Now is just the best time to see if it's going to work out.
Yeah, because there's this thing that somebody said she did not want to go back to school. I think she did a whole degree. Then she was thinking of going back to school to do a different degree. They were not asking her, why don't you want to? She was not like, if she comes out, she'll be like, that when she finishes, she'll be old. She was in her 20s, she was like, when she finishes, she'll be old. Someone not like, and the course is like 3 years or is it 4 years? This was like, whether you go to that school, whether you do the course or not, in the next 3 or 4 years, you'll be, let's say, 29. Next 3 or 4 years, you'll be 29. So it's not better you do the course and still be 29 than when you're 29, you're still regretting not doing that particular course.
These days, it's easier these days. You can be going to school and doing other things.
Exactly, you can be schooling online.
Like the traditional way.
Yeah.
It's just school. You can be going to school and doing things.
Exactly.
So
just take that risk, change the course. If the course you're studying in school is not working, do something that you like, because at the end of the day, you don't want living your life for. Nobody's living your life for you, so just do it.
Yeah, the next thing I'll talk about is that in your 20s, make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
It's close to what you just said. Make decisions for your own self. Don't let anybody decide for you, because in the long run, the consequences, now you will suffer. It's not anybody that will suffer.
Nobody will look at you.
There are so many things that maybe 5 years ago, my parents would say, do this. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's
the fact that I was already even in my 20s.
Yeah.
Even though I did not like it, I was not happy with it. But these days, I stand up to them. I'm not going to be rude to them, but like the things I find myself saying to them, these are like, Momsy, this is how I want to do it. And then I end up being happier when I do it my own way than doing it their own way, because it is my life, it is my future. Nobody is living it for me. So make decisions for yourself.
I think concerning this particular one of making decision yourself, this is a very important advice, because especially when it comes to like very crucial matters that you know that once you enter inside, before you come out, you have to summon and explain, like marriage now, because you know when you're in your 20s, that's when everybody wants you to get married.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that
don't get me started, man.
The funny thing is that the way the world is going now, if you're not married in your 20s, it's not a big deal. Like, it's really not a big deal. Nobody
like 20s.
Right now, if you're getting married in your 20s, people are like, where are you rushing to? But in our parents' age, if you're like 25 and you're not married,
you're already left over.
You get left over. But right now, 30, you can get married at any age. People don't really care.
But that's not to say you should waste too much time.
No, if you find someone that you want to get married to, obviously you get married to them. But what I'm trying to say is that don't rush into the marriage because everybody's telling you should get married, should get married, should get married. Make sure that decision of you getting married is something that you want to marry, because after that wedding, because it's wedding all of us will attend.
Yes.
After that wedding,
there's wedding and there's marriage. That's one thing people
that's true.
There's wedding and there's marriage. Wedding is a day. Marriage is for life.
What is a day? A day is even too long. 2 hours.
Let's
Lagos wedding. Because people like to waste time.
Let's give you one, because you will go to church. It's not only reception.
Church is 1 hour. Reception 2 hours. But if you're not,
there's after party safe.
It's not like, for people that have money. Let's imagine there's no after party in the wedding. If you're not family of to the groom or the bride, 2 hours max, you have left that place. That's 3 hours. So I'm gonna leave 3 hours with you, and then you go home with your decision. anything you see in that decision, you take it like that. So yeah, true. You should really make decisions for yourself.
Marriage is just an example. There are different things that in life that you have to decide for yourself. No matter how petty it may seem, no matter how little, you have to decide for yourself. It is my life. Just always have that at the back of your mind. It is my life. That's very important. I wish I had thought about this earlier. I was too protected, and I didn't like it, and I couldn't speak up.
I think this protection thing happens to most African children or Nigerian children. So I think it's like a general.
I was too protected. Like I wasn't allowed to do things I felt like. An example is, as much as I like law, I like it. Wait now. Are you going to do that? I like it, and I love being a lawyer. I love studying cases. I love doing research and all of that. But I wouldn't exactly say law was my first choice.
So what was your first choice?
Initially, what I really wanted to do. Okay, obviously we had many ambitions growing up, but like one that was on my mind was somewhere in the commercials, like maybe banking, accounting, or something, like all those kind of things. But one day I was like, hey, banker, would you like the idea of law? That was my dad actually. He was like, hey, banker, you know, he wasn't forcing me, but the subtle influence got in my head. So like, oh, don't you like the idea? I think I was in JS2 then. Like, you don't like the idea of law? Means I can't say, law no go bad.
No go bad though. Lawyer, the law.
Now so I followed that rule.
The law.
I enjoy it, like I said, but left to me, it wouldn't have really been my first choice. So make decisions for yourself.
True, even because I did banking and finance, and that wasn't my first choice as well. My first choice was accounting, but my own issue was the university I went to. There was no space in accounting because I started school late.
And you must go.
That was not my first choice.
That year. You must go to school that year.
That school was not my first choice. So when I reached, they said there was no space in accounting. I think the next choice for me was marketing. Oh, my parents were like, which one is marketing? Which one is marketing? Which one is marketing?
But then you could have done ICANN now, did you?
No, I don't want to do ICANN. I don't want to do ICANN.
You could have considered ICANN because people in my department were doing ICANN.
Wait, that banking and finance is almost, it's not like it's almost same to accounting, but they did like, for my university, they did like similar courses. So it was practically almost like I was doing accounting. The reason I did not do ICANN was because, I don't know why I don't want to do ICANN. I don't have a story for it because I did not just do, I think most people in my set not want to do ICANN. Yeah, I was considering. My friends were not writing ICANN, so I think that's why I did not really focus on it. And I saw ICANN like for people that had graduated.
Oh, not necessarily.
I don't know you could really do ICANN in school. I thought it's maybe people that graduated, so that's why I don't want to do ICANN.
So many people in my department, like they had
law.
I'm telling you, it was fancy to me then as well, but it would have been too much load. Because imagine studying law and people that did it.
Because ICANN is a lot of work. My sister is doing ICANN now. And she sees Shege. So I can imagine doing law, because I know law already is like very. No, you are doing a lot of reading, so you now combine that with.
It looks like you have to read, and the thing is that you have to cram cases. You have to know the decisions. You have to know how it applies to the question they are giving you. Imagine doing all of that and still studying for ICANN. No, people.
Which law did you focus? Which law did you specialize in?
Well, in Nigeria, I was more into general practice, because when you're studying law, you study everything. Then later you have to specialize. So I was more into general practice, criminal law, corporate law.
Criminal law, I just like the sound of that.
My sister, please, is just fancy. There's nothing there. But in my masters, I focused on business and corporate law. Because for me, corporate law was challenging. If anybody is here and it's seen it, you're studying law, you understand what I'm saying. Corporate law is very, very challenging, especially in law school, corporate litigation. So I just give myself that challenge, like, this corporate law where they show me shaggy, I must face it. And I faced it for my masters, and I did very, very, very well.
That's nice.
So, yeah, it's part of it.
Yeah, taking risks. And the thing with this whole decision thing is that it's a struggle when you are trying to, like, when you have your own decision and your parents have their own decision and they're trying to impose it, because parents can impose. Like, there's no English you want to speak in this life. Because I'm living in Nigeria, you see law, medicine,
Is either law,
What else?
accounting, engineering.
Accounting does not really. Accounting is like at the back. Engineering. I was even supposed to go with medicine. Guys, I cannot do medicine. After my basic science in GSP, I knew that medicine was not for me.
That medicine when I did
after my GSP, because I wanted to be a doctor until GSP. Okay. But after I saw this basic science, I said, no, this thing is not for me. I switched to commercial. I cannot come and
that reminds me of when after junior WAEC, because they'll do when our results came out. They will call all of you, they will assess you based on your result and advise you that you should either go to science or commercial or arts. So before then, I had my principal already asked me like, what do you want? Which department do you want to? I say ask her. You don't already look and say, oh Lodo. He said I'm telling you, he said it's good, you know where you want to go. When result now came out, gosh, shame them. He now said, oh, I think I asked you before. You said you want to go to art class. I said yes. But your results here show that you can go to science. Go to science. I want to go to art class. God that changed you people. Leave me alone. Then we don't used to have another this thing. After your junior WAEC, they will now teach us SS1 courses, like all of them.
First time of SS1?
No, this one was in just like towards the end.
I think some people used to do some schools used to do it like that. But what my own school would do is after junior WAEC, they will now teach us all. We call it pre-SS. They teach us science, arts, and commercial courses, everything, and you write all the exams. I now did so well in commercial. Like I said, I was always looking towards commercial. I did well in accounts, commerce, economics, government, all of that. So the accounts teacher now called me one day. He now showed me my results. I think I got 96 over 100. That's like I'm not supposed to show anybody, but I want to show you. I said thank you, sir. I thought I was going to go to commercial. The first accounts class. And I said, if you are not doing accounts, please leave this class. I got up. He said, no. I said, if you are not doing, I said, I'm in accounts. Everybody said, get out of here. It's everybody. We say, get out of here. Sorry, no. Don't be angry.
So yeah, like that part of it made me for yourself.
Exactly.
Follow your mind.
I think the next thing I learned in my 20s is for you to love yourself more, like self-love. See, in this life, nobody can love you
like yourself.
Like no matter any love they are showing you, as long as you don't love yourself, like the thing is that when you don't love yourself and people are loving you, like external people are loving you, you will not really feel that love because you're like, who am I? What do you even see in me that you haven't loved me? What do I have? So when you don't even appreciate yourself, when you don't even love yourself deeply, it will really be a struggle because you can't even receive love fully from people, and you can't even like reciprocate that love because you don't even know where to even start from. So I think in your 20s you really love yourself. Like you might think you have flaws though. When the thing is that when people even bring their problem and you bring your own, you see that at the end of the day your own problem is not even that bad. Everybody will pick their problem back from the table. So I think you should really love yourself when you're in your 20s because it just does you a whole lot of good than, you know, saying negative things about yourself. If you are struggling with loving yourself in your 20s, you should maybe every morning you can be giving yourself like words of affirmation, be saying, go to the mirror and be saying you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're intelligent, you're kind, you're bold, you're strong, you know, all those things, just reminding yourself. But truly in your 20s you should really love yourself, like you should really love yourself.
Yeah, for me the next thing will be that in your 20s learn to see every mistake as a learning opportunity. Don't be dejected or feel terrible and say, I don't do it again. I don't fail this one time. I don't do it again. No. You failed the first time for a reason. Now you know that this route that I followed, maybe that's not the route I should follow. Maybe there's another route, or that because I failed once doesn't mean I'll fail again. So you should see it as a learning opportunity. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It doesn't mean your life is over or whatever. See every mistake as a learning opportunity. Don't feel bad. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's part of life. Nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
We're all here to learn. Nobody has done this life before.
Exactly.
This is our first time. Nobody has the blueprint. So see every mistake as a learning opportunity.
That's true. Because last life is a journey. So you just have to don't beat yourself so much when you even make those mistakes, because what people have made worse. I always tell myself that mistake you've made, people have made worse than that thing you're beating yourself around the bush for.
Mm-hmm.
You know that thing when, let's say you're small and you probably broke something, you're like, hey Jesus, if your father should come back, if your mother should come back, if they see this thing that you broke, it's all over. At the end of the day, you see that they will forgive you. So as they're forgiving you for that particular mistake, learn to like forgive yourself and know that you always make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Even when it comes to like, you know, creating something for yourself or getting a job or just doing things in all these popular people are be successful people. Shame Apple Man too.
Mm-hmm.
If they tell you how many times they've tried at different things, they failed, they've made mistakes, at the end of the day they came out strong. See, at the end of the day, now who know completes what's that thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's someone that did not I don't even know what I want to but now who give up fuck off.
Yeah, now
so that's just it. So you just have to see things to the end. So just don't beat yourself up for mistakes and just know that that's part of life.
So the next thing I'll talk about, which is most likely going to be my final point, is there's this saying I heard recently: if you don't make them for your 30s, no evidence say you try. Please discard that nonsense.
Please. For your 30s, if you don't make them for your 30s.
If you don't make them for before 30, as in
okay.
If you don't make them as at 30 years, that if you have not made it as at 30, no evidence say you try. Please don't let anybody put any unnecessary pressure on you. Please, you are doing so well. But what he said was that if at 30 years old, you never make up, no evidence say you try. That's very unfair and very insensitive to say. It's very unfair because people go through thick, thin, and shaggy. And this life no balance.
It's no balance.
This life no balance. Everybody is trying their best. So don't let that thing get to your head, please. Don't let it get to your head. You are doing so well for your age. You are doing very well. Please.
There's this thing I saw on Twitter. I think before they used to say if you've reached 20, or if you reach 25, and they gave 25 or was it 20 as the what was it called?
As threshold.
Yes, as the threshold for people that have made it. Now on Twitter they moved it to 30.
25. Okay, I see what you're saying.
They moved it to 30.
But all those ones is for cruise.
My dear,
if we are being serious, don't let anybody.
Everybody is in shaggy.
There are people that made it in they are 40s.
My sister. See,
as long as you are trying, nobody says you do like this and be waiting to make it. As long as you are trying, please, there's evidence say you try.
Another thing is that people's timing is different. Like if someone is making it at 22, you might not make it at 22, but you'll be alright. You might make it at 35 and you'll still be fine. Everybody's story is different, so don't be comparing. Don't be saying, this person is just 20 and this person has achieved all this, and you are looking at yourself, you're only posting WhatsApp meme and commenting on Twitter and fighting with people on Twitter and kini. No, people's timing is different. So if you've not made it at 20, my sister, you make it at 40, you make it at 30. The cocoa is that you made it last
and that you are trying.
You are trying for yourself. So yeah, I really agree. Then I think my final point to be for you to just trust God. Like all these things we are saying, at the end of the day, trust in God or whoever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you worship. Whatever it is that you worship, just trust the person, just trust God, because truly we cannot do this life without God. Like we really cannot do it without God. So just be more intentional about your prayer points, because I feel like this prayer point needs to be specific. When you are praying, like down to the details, you need to really be specific.
This is what I
want.
Please.
They said, ask and you shall receive, and a closed mouth is the closed destiny. So you have to ask. So I feel like in your 20s, you really need to be committed to like praying, your prayer life. Just make sure that you hold God tight. Like, you know, when you are holding somebody, you will not let the person go. Just hold God really tight in your life, because forget that you are trying to like achieve so many things in your 20s. So there are things that are happening literally.
Yes.
That you cannot see with your two koro eyes. So you need somebody that is doing behind the scene work for you. You know how you watch a film, you're like, this film is sweet. You know that there was producer, there was director, there was Lipsman, there was
good example.
Kinney, there are people behind the scene of your life. So you just have to really be prayerful and just know that no matter how much you put effort, when your time never reach, your time have not reached. So just put God first in your 20s. That's basically what I'm just going to say. So yeah. You have any final words?
I don't have anything much to say, just that everything we have said is based on our experience.
Our experience, so
not necessarily about this.
Yeah, that's true.
Based on what we have seen so far. So you can work on those, and if you like, you say, "Nah, do it my own way." That's also fine.
That's also fine.
But the most important one is what she said last. Take God seriously in your 20s.
Yeah.
It's very, very
your whole life,
important.
not even 20s alone, but
yes, but as far as 20s is the
starting point.
So you get, you need God.
You really do. You
need God.
You really do.
That's all I have to say.
And yeah, that's all we have to say. If you have any other points or advice that you have for people that have
in the comment section
down below. So yeah, guys, we have come to the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this particular video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, and we'll see you guys in our next video.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.